Good Dinosaur is Pixar's latest movie. This has been the first year where there's been two Pixar movies this year. With earlier in the year was Inside Out, which is
a fantastic movie.
one of my very very favorite movies of this year. Like very very close.
Oh, it's great.
It's close, but this not so much. This is by far a weaker movie for Pixar. I mean, this actually has been a movie I have been like more or less pleasantly been looking forward to for quite a while. I mean, I like the concept. I like Pixar a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked fun and all that. And I mean, it's not, like I said, it is not really up to the standards of most of what a lot of Pixar movies have brought it up to, but
that is true.
This is
another. You can't have everything perfection.
Like with Inside Out, like everything in that movie works.
Anything that was gonna come out after Inside Out was gonna be not as good.
It's gonna suffer. You can't keep up to those expectations.
Yeah.
You can't.
Okay. Well, if you don't know what the story is, it's about this. I don't even know what kind of dinosaur he is.
Long neck. What are those called?
I forget
It's
what.
not Stegosaurus, is it?
It's something peas. Okay, whatever. It's the long neck ones. Sorry if I'm not technical. Well, actually, it's millions of years if the meteor did not hit. So, well,
it appears to be somewhere around maybe the early to mid 1800s.
Yeah,
where the dinosaurs are just still around. Because I mean, there's ranching and there's.
Well, it never said what year.
It
said
didn't.
Millions of years after
didn't.
the supposed extinction.
But I mean, it's kind of what it feels like with the lifestyles.
Well, it begins with Arlo's dad, who's a farmer. Like in this movie, the dinosaurs each have their own like setup. Like later on in the movie, you find out that T-Rexes are cattle ranchers, and these
pterodactyls are just fucking nasty little cultist scavengers.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Fucking suicide cult or something.
Yeah, they're just like each one has their own little role of the world. Well, Arlo is part of this family of longnecks, who are farmers of corn, and they all want to make their mark. Their mark is like a special symbol to them, or like honor. It's like an honor to them.
But their dad pretty much starts, and then he kind of keeps the whole family to it, so that everybody in the family can more or less be pulling their own weight and feel like a more or less like a.
But it is sort of like an honor in that.
Well, yeah, but also kind of be a
like
contributing member of the family and all that.
Everyone makes their mark except for Arlo because he hasn't.
Because he's a little pussy.
That's a little harsh. He's just little.
Okay. It gets a little grating after a while. He's a bit of a little pussy.
Which,
to some extent,
which the human character helps with.
He does.
Later on, his dad sends him off to get this critter who's been eating their corn that they stashed for winter. And it turns out that's the human character, he finds out, and Arlo doesn't have the heart to kill him. So then he lets him go. His dad is disappointed in that, and he wants him to go and finish the job. Make sure the critter doesn't come back. And in doing so, a storm breaks, and they live by a river, and the river floods.
And events occur. And
which Pixar is known for.
I don't think we need to say what happens there, because I mean, if you know from if
you know from Pixar, it's gonna be
something's gonna happen, and
something's hurting in your heart. Okay, well then incident.
It sends Arlo on pretty much just after that on an adventure.
He finds the critter after the whole incident.
It sends him on pretty much on an adventure across like the countryside or whatever.
Because he gets he falls in the river later on, and because he's trying to get the human.
Yeah, and he pretty much befriends the boys, and he just goes on an adventure with them.
Yeah, and meets T-Rexes.
And a bunch of other dinosaurs
Yeah.
along the way. What did you like about this movie?
I love the T-Rexes. The T-Rexes are great.
Well,
Talking about their scars.
Well, Sam Elliott voices the main like the dad dinosaur.
Yes,
'Cause, I mean-
I love his backstory for that scar across his face.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
his
three
his
crocodiles.
voice makes that character worthwhile alone.
I love that line. I want to say it, but I probably shouldn't. It's worth waiting for. Okay. Really enjoyed how old school it was. It's a ballsy kids movie. It doesn't water anything
There's
down.
some
There's no dirty jokes or anything.
no,
It's
but
just
there's a surprising amount of nastiness like that occurs in some parts of this movie for
Well,
what it was.
yeah.
Like the main character, to
'Cause
his
they,
credit,
like,
he goes like for a kids movie. To his credit, he goes through a lot of shit.
he does.
Like more than I was expecting for what this was. But I mean,
Yeah, he goes through a lot. Things I liked still. The whole look of the movie is interesting. Like the dinosaurs look
Mhm.
a little more cartoony than the whole
they
world.
do, yes.
Looks so real. It's an interesting aspect of different textures and stuff as they play around in the movie. It's a pretty good movie. I thought. Things I didn't like. I'm actually not sure. Yeah, you
Want me to go? Things I liked about this movie. Yeah, I'm with you there with the whole tone of the movie. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie because it kind of has a nostalgic vibe for me. Like let's say like the mid '90s kind of kid, like more like the mid '90s like Disney kids movie.
Yeah.
Feel like right down to the soundtrack of the movie, which I like because you don't really hear that kind of a soundtrack in even animated kids movies anymore, which I used to always like. It's got more of the old school score to it. Yeah, right down to some of the genuine like ugly things that do happen in this movie on occasion, and like some of the deaths. I won't say anything else, but some of the deaths in this movie.
Well, the dinosaurs there aren't civilized. They're still pretty vicious animals.
They
at
still
times.
haven't exactly evolved fully. Yes. Another thing I liked, might actually be my favorite part of the movie, was the look of this movie. It is very unique because you have such breathtaking backgrounds to look at with these more cartoony than usual looking dinosaurs like going around in it, which kind of like I can understand it putting off some people, but honestly I liked the look of it, but yeah, the backgrounds are all like it's photorealistic, so it's gorgeous to look at. It looks fantastic. Half the time you look at the backgrounds in this movie, you don't even think it's CGI. You think it looks like they just made the dinosaurs CG. Like it looks real even by Pixar standards. So I mean, I think that is worth something, at least. Like I think that's an achievement for them, even just with that part of it. Things I didn't like. It's fairly bland.
Yeah.
There's very little fleshing out of the characters. I mean, some of them grow as characters more than others, but by Pixar standards, I mean the plot is nothing that great. It's
very simple.
It is kind of dull for that, like by their standards. It's nothing you haven't seen before. In fact, it feels like it's a lot of things you've seen before. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a mix of things.
The emotion that's felt in this movie is felt, and it is done well. But it is not like the sucker punch that they've done in the past. Like, be it Inside Out, WALL-E, Finding Nemo, where you just gotta be drowning. Or even
Story 3.
Toy Story 3 is where you're
God.
suffocating yourself. But I mean, like this is definitely not a masterpiece. It's not one of Pixar's better movies. But I did like it. I do think it's a good movie. I do think it's worthwhile if you can handle the lesser elements of this movie.
Okay. Is it theater worthy?
I'd say. I mean, if
we
you're
didn't see it in 3D.
we did not. I think it would have been pretty good, honestly.
In 3D, yeah.
Given the visuals and again the background look and everything. If you're not a die-hard Pixar, if you're a big Pixar fan, yeah, I think you've probably seen this already. I would say yes, but I mean, I could see
2D
people.
or 3D?
I haven't seen 3D,
Well,
so I wouldn't know.
Well, do you think it would have been better in 3D?
I think it might have added some more layers to the visual look of the movie for me, but I mean, I'd say go see it. I mean, it is fun. Full price, honestly, in this circumstance, I would say it's up to you. I mean, you could go on cheap night, and you'd be fine. But I mean, yeah. What do you say?
I think it is if you're just wanting to watch it. Nothing great, but it'll be entertaining.
You'll probably at least enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. So
what's your rating?
I'd give it 3 stars out of 4. It's a good movie.
Yeah, 3.
Okay, so that's 3 stars out of 4 for both of us. And if you liked our video, please like and subscribe. And thanks.
Gazing through the window at the world outside, wondering will Mother Earth survive, hoping that mankind will stop